Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making strawberry syrup. Strawberry syrup is excellent with pancakes or waffles. It's great with oatmeal or yogurt or ice cream or over angel food cake. Today I'm also making angel food cake and I'll show you how I do that, but it will be in a separate video. But today I'm going to show you how I'm making the syrup. I've actually already started making the syrup and then I thought I better bring you along and show you what I'm doing. So I have a bunch of strawberries because we are in the middle of strawberry harvest here in Michigan. So we have lots of strawberries. Let me show you what I'm doing. So I am pretty much just juicing my raw strawberries. I have them washed, hulled, everything. They're all in here. The ones that I haven't done already. I have this fruit strainer attachment that I got for my KitchenAid and it works wonderfully. I've already got about 4 cups of juice out of here. The remaining strawberries, it takes about 95% of the juice out of here, but there's a little bit left, and this is just like the pulp and the seeds and, you know, the strawberry part. This won't go wasted. I'm going to dehydrate this, so I'm taking the juice out anyway, so I'll probably puree this a little bit finer and then put it in my food dehydrator and make more of a fruit leather out of it. But let me show you how I do this. So I just take the whole berry, turn my mixer on, and plop in my berries. Juice comes out one end, the pulp comes out the other end. And this works pretty handy. Alright, I'm finished with my bowl. It gave me 6 cups of juice. That's all I'm going to do for today. I can probably take this off. The strawberries have a great consistency. They're not super watery, and there's little chunks. There's still some seeds because my strainer couldn't get all those little seeds out. So there's just little pieces. There's a little bit of like pulpy stuff that got through, which is perfectly fine. And at this point, if you want to have like clumps of strawberry, if you want whole strawberries or sliced up strawberries, you can add them at this time. You don't have to juice all of them. All right, I'm going to turn the heat on. Turn it on to high, medium high, and we're going to add our sugar. This calls for about, I'm adding about 7 cups of sugar. So 7.5 cups. That's a lot of sugar for 6 cups of strawberry juice. I'm going to mix this together. We're going to bring this up to a boil. We're going to let it boil for 1 minute. We are just starting to see some bubbles on the edges, so it's starting to get close to wanting to boil. It's going to create a foam on the top, and after we're done boiling it for 1 minute, I'm going to skim that foam off because you don't want that in your syrup. It's going to rise to the top, and then you'll just have this layer of foam on the top of your jars. While this was warming up, I went ahead and got my water bath canner on the stove. That's got water in it and that's heating. I got my lids and rings ready. My jars are all here. Looks like we're boiling. So I need to set the timer for 1 minute and hope it doesn't boil over. That would be awful. I'm gonna keep stirring this. Usually you want an oversized pan because when it does boil, it tends to increase in size. Alright, so I let it boil for 1 minute. Now I'm skimming off this foam. Smells amazing in here. Alright, I got most of the foam off of the top. So now that it's hot, my jars are hot. You want to start with hot jars if you're going to put a hot product in it. And it's going to go into a hot water bath. And now it's ready to ladle into our jars. My water is boiling in my water bath canner, so that is perfect timing. I'm going to go ahead and ladle up this syrup. Now you want to remember that your jars need to be hot because you're putting a hot product in it and it's going into a hot water bath canner. Also make sure that you sterilize your jars beforehand because this is only going in for 10 minutes, so you want to make sure that you sterilize them. And I'm going to leave 1/4 inch headspace for this. And I have these all upside down. Probably be easier to turn them around. I have 10 half pints and I ended up with just a little bit extra. We're just gonna eat that. I'm not gonna process it, but you're gonna take a damp cloth or a paper towel and just go around the rim of it to get off any syrup that may be on the outside that would cause issues with sealing properly. You also want to check your rims for any cracks or nicks because that will hinder it from sealing properly also. Okay, now we're going to put the lids on. And they've been in hot water, so they're ready to go. Fingertip tight, don't over tighten these. The jars are ready to go in the canner, so be sure to, my canner's already boiling. Be sure to open it away from you. And then mine has a rack in it that I set the jars on. If yours doesn't have a rack, you need something at the bottom. You can use a towel or something, just as long as your jars are not touching the bottom of the canner. So I'm going to place all of them in here, drop it down in. There should be enough water in here to cover all of the jars at least an inch. Okay, so I have plenty. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on. Once this comes to a rolling boil, then I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. I had it set for 10 minutes, so 10 minutes is up. And pop, pop, pop. There it is. 10 jars of homemade strawberry syrup. If you give this recipe a try, let me know in the comments below and let me know how you like it. And if you have a different way of making strawberry syrup, I would love to hear about it. Leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and hope you have an amazing day. The syrup is all ready to go into the pantry. I let it sit out on the counter for at least 24 hours before I take the rings off, and then I wash and label everything. And you can see how it has a nice consistency. It's not like jam, where it won't be spreadable because it's still very liquidy. And this is great for, like I said earlier, topping any of your favorite desserts, ice creams, yogurts. You can even put it in like lemonade to give it a strawberry flavor. Whatever your little heart desires. Actually, we already opened one of them because I have 9 left. And part of it is in the refrigerator because I made an angel food cake, and the little part that I had left, I had like a half of one, wasn't quite enough, so I opened one. And there's still some in the refrigerator left from that, and that will stay good in the refrigerator for 2 or 3 weeks. People will probably ask, how long does this stay shelf stable? And my answer always is, if it's sealed properly and there's no rust around here, if there's no evidence of the lid being opened at all, and there's nothing growing on it, then it should last for several years. But if you like strawberry syrup, maybe it won't last that long. This will do us for the year because I have other syrups. Thank you again for watching. Not back.
I got my finger stuck.
So the tomato. Ooh, here we go. Oh.